So today's session, let's learn how we can read data in a CSV file or a text file. See, one of the most common approaches when you're doing any projects in data analysis is we might have to read the data which is contained in a CSV file or at least in a text file. So pandas have special functions like read underscore CSV or read underscore table and to underscore CSV to read and write into a CSV file. So let's first create a CSV file, a small CSV file, and we will see how we can upload it to the Jupyter notebook, and we will also see how we can write a Python code to read the data from the CSV file. So just go to your notepad, and in your notepad just prepare your small CSV file like this. Okay, so since you are creating a CSV file, it has to be separated with a comma. So we have our small CSV file like this, which is saved in our system, and then go to your Jupyter notebook, and once it is created, you can just click on upload and upload the CSV file where you have created in your system. So suppose it is here, just click on that and open. So when you do that, you will get a upload option, a button here. You just have to click on that. So once it is uploaded, in your Jupyter homepage, you can see the CSV file, that is my CSV_01.csv uploaded into your Jupyter notebook. Now let's start the Python code to read the data from this Jupyter notebook. So open a new Python notebook and import CSV, as well as you have to import pandas. So once you have imported both of them, then under pandas PD, we have three functions: read underscore CSV for reading a CSV file. We can also use read underscore table, and suppose you want to write into your CSV file, then you have to say pd.to underscore CSV. Now let's first read the CSV file. So the command is pd.read underscore CSV, and then give the arguments as the file name which you have uploaded in your notebook. See, this file is now uploaded in the notebook here. And then we can, what does this function do is, this function will read the contents of the CSV file and it will convert it into a data frame object. So now you can also visualize or see how CSV frame looks. So let's execute this. Just press shift enter, shift enter. Now execute the read underscore CSV function, shift enter, and now execute the CSV frame. So you can see that this was our original CSV file that we created, and now it has been converted into a data frame object like this. Okay, now suppose you can also suppose we do not have a delimiter like a comma, we may have a space. So in such cases, you can also use this one more function under pandas, that is read underscore table. It works in a similar way. pd.read underscore table, give the file name and then give the separator. So in our case, the separator or the delimiter is comma. So just specify that. And when you execute this, you can see the output is the same. So the CSV file has been converted into a data frame object like this. Now suppose I have a condition where the column is different. So I'll just open a CSV file. See, suppose I have a CSV file which looks like this. You can see that unlike the previous case, I do not have a column header here. Okay, the column header is on the header is actually on the right hand side in the last column. So in such cases, let's see how read underscore CSV works. Okay, so this file name is CSV, which I have created in my system and I have uploaded into my Jupyter notebook. So after it has been uploaded, suppose I execute this read underscore CSV. So when I execute this, you can see that it is thinking that the first row is actually the header. It is considering this entire first row as a header. Okay, and it is automatically read underscore CSV, when you use function, automatically it will 34 0 1 2 3 4 0 1 2 3 4, and the rest of these things are becoming the content of the table. Now I want to avoid this. I do not want to make the first row as the header. So in that case, just specify an other option in the read underscore CSV function. Say header is equal to none. Okay, so when you say header is equal to none, what happens is it will not consider this as the header. Okay, suppose you do not want to consider the first row as the header, then just make header is equal to none, and when you execute this you can see that now 1523 cat is now also a part of the table, and it has given index number to the columns as well, 0 1 2 3 4 automatically. Okay, now suppose I do not want to give 0 1 2 3 4, I want to give my own labels to my columns. If I want to give own labels to my columns, then what I have to do is in the same read underscore CSV function, give this argument extra option we have called as names. If I make names is equal to and specify the name, since I have 1 2 3 4 5 columns, I have given the headings as some 5 labels I have given to the columns. Okay, so now when I execute this, you can see that I am reading the same file. I am reading the same this is the file which I am reading, but since I specified the labels in my function, that has become the column name. White, red, blue, green, and animal has become the name of those or headers of those columns. Now let's say I have a different file of type of a file, something like this. So what do you observe in the CSV file? This file name is my CSV underscore 03.csv. In this file you can see that this is the column header. Now you can see that there are two options of black. Under black I have two options for the content. Under white I have three contents, up, down, left, with different numbers. And under red again I have two rows, up and down. So what I observe here is this is like a hierarchical structure, right? Under black I have two options, under white I have three options, and under red I have two options. So basically this is like a hierarchy or a tree. So if you want to read a CSV file which is having a hierarchical structure, then and you want to show that in your table, then if you have to specify an option called as index underscore column. Okay, so with the same function read underscore CSV, I have an option called as index underscore column, and under that you specify where you want to do that breakdown. Okay, so I want to do that breakdown in the first column. The name of the first column is color, and I have to maintain that hierarchy in the second column. The name of that is status. So specify that in the index underscore column. So let's see this first. Okay, so if I read this hierarchical CSV without giving any other extra option, and when I execute, you observe that this is what gets displayed, right? There is no hierarchy maintained in this table, right? Black is repeated twice, white is also repeated twice, red is also repeated twice. Now the same for the same CSV file, I just add this option, and when I execute, you can see that the black is not repeated twice, and the table shows us the hierarchy. Under black I have 2 rows, under white I have 3 rows, under red I have 2 rows. Okay, so if you have a hierarchical CSV file, provide the option of index underscore column. Okay, so today's session we have tried to see two commands, read underscore CSV and read underscore table, and we saw two options under read underscore CSV. We saw how we can specify the headers to the column. Suppose we do not want to give headers to the column, you just make the header as none. And if I have a hierarchical CSV, then provide the option called as index underscore column, and providing the names of the labels where I want to show the hierarchy. So try this in your system in the Jupyter Notebook, and in the next class we will see how we can read the HTML file into our Python code. Thank you.